what I'm
Okay,
doing there.
Rakim asks, what about blog support?
From a blog support, when you're promoting yourself, that's a little bit more difficult because that's a relationship-based thing. So a lot of musicians will make the mistake of, hey, I have a song coming out in 2 weeks. I'm going to start reaching out to blogs. That's a little late because these are people just like you. And if you're reaching out to people just because you want something, that typically doesn't come across very well. What we recommend, if there's time and you know in advance how far like your release is going to be, start looking for the bloggers that you might be interested in releasing or covering your content. Those are going to be people that kind of cover the same genres as what you're already doing. And you want to look for people whose writing you like and follow them and, follow them on social media, comment on their posts. That way, when you have to do the reach outs for them, you can say, hey, my name is so-and-so. I really loved your blog. I've been following it for a while. I really like this article in particular. I have a release coming out and I'd be honored if you would, take the time to maybe write something up if you're interested. That's one way to go about doing it. The other thing, you can even wait a little bit longer to the point where maybe you have a conversation with them, like via social media or in person, should that rise, and then wait for them to offer. Just say, if they ask you what you work on, and say, hey, I'm a musician and I have a release kind of coming out. I'm not really sure how I'm going to promote it. They might just say, oh, if you're not trying to promote it, I'll totally write it up on my blog. It's kind of, just a little bit of a chess match sometimes with that. But you don't want to just cold call people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if you're like paying somebody, but as having worked in the industry, one of the things that TJ and I guess our pet peeves is, when you work in the industry, a lot of people just reach out and say, hey, check out my new song. Hey, check out this. And, after a while, you get kind of numb to it because so many people are just asking you to do that. Whereas if you have worked up a bit of a personal relationship with somebody that you've talked to, after a while, it becomes a thing where it's just like, oh, I want to help them because we've developed a little bit of rapport and things of that nature. And just tips in general is like, if you want people to support your career, you got to figure out how you can support them. And that is not only when it comes to bloggers, that also comes like with your audience. You want to be able to find things that they need and make them happy because people that you do that for will be more willing to do that. And then from a technical standpoint, you just want to make sure that you're, reaching out to them and just asking for very specific what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah. Also, I mean, whether you are reaching out cold or you're reaching out to a friend or a blogger that you've built a relationship up with, you want to, sorry, I think I'm echoing. Greg. Or
you're fine.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. You want to be as organized as possible. Set up an EPK so you can share that with them. You should have photos. You should have photos, portrait style, landscape style, different options, color, black and white. You should include your music in there. You should include your bio in there, and make it all a package. And make it a package story. So like these people, bloggers, periodicals, anything like that, like the press. They want stories. So and most times when you send out a press release, most of the stories just them copying your press release. So give it to them as a whole thing, up front, and make their job as easy as possible. So then when you approach them and say, hey, can you do this? They look at what you've sent them and they're like, oh, you know what? This is interesting and I can kind of carve a story out of this, or this is relevant to what's going on right now. And present your kind of, again, going back to your signature sales story, anything, the emotion that you're trying to bring across, who you are, what you're about. You want to present that to them so they see the story in front of them and they're like, yeah, I want to cover this. No problem. I can do this. I already see it. If you just send them their music and say, hey, I'm releasing this album. This is my name. This is the album name. So they have to sit down and listen to your music for 40 minutes and then decide, do I like this? Is it worth covering? I have no context. I don't know what it's about. Then it's a little harder for them to even write something up for you. You got to give them something to work with. So context is always important. Yeah. Be organized, present everything in a very easy way, make their job easy.
Thanks for watching. If you're truly serious about building a professional music career, then I recommend learning how to be successful by watching our video, How DIY Musicians Become and Stay Successful. You can find the link for it in the description below. It's filled with great information, and we even give you a free gift for watching. So you really can't go wrong. Anyway, check it out today. And please don't forget to subscribe.